All right, my friend, let's keep this rolling. Today, we're going to look at step 5 of the 7 steps to a killer indie song. And step 5 is record and produce. Now, that might sound like a bit of a blanketed statement, or a bit of a broad brush, if you will, where you just just record it and produce it. And the reason I put that in as just one step is because there are so many variables at play depending on the song that you're trying to make. Because if all you're trying to make is a piano vocal or a track that has 3 or 4 tracks versus a very intense and detailed, say, pop song that has 50 or 60 tracks, obviously there's a lot of variance between how long one might take versus the other. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple in the song that we have been working on, and it'll actually work out great that way, I think, because the song is a very sort of piano ballad type of vibe, and so I don't think we need to add a bunch of extra color tracks and details. I think we're just going to keep it pretty minimal, and that's actually going to give us the best sound for this song anyway. I feel like that is what it's asking of us. All right, so now let's turn our attention back to the 7 steps guide here at step 5, record and produce. And there's one important point here that I want to talk about up front here that I mentioned here. Step 5 is where you want to finish all your vocal and instrument recordings. One thing that can help you to be more efficient is by compartmentalizing this process. And what I mean by that is focus on the drums and everything related to drums and percussion, and then finish that section. Then move on to bass and finish all the bass elements. Then do the same with keys, synths, vocals, background vocals, and so on. So this is one of the reasons why I thought it actually was a good idea just to put record and produce, mash it all into step 5. Because in a lot of ways, from here, you can compartmentalize this very quickly and quite easily. If you just create some boundaries and create a little bit of structure within the art you're creating. And like I just talked about here, just compartmentalize the drums. When it's time to work on the drums, just be like, okay, I'm going to take this allotted amount of time, or this maybe an hour or something, and I'm just going to make the best drum production that I can make in that span of time. And then move on to the bass. Maybe do the same thing with that, where and make sure that you're allowing enough time for experimentation to try things out, and then figure out what works best for you, what feels best to you, and then go with that. So that is what we are going to do. I think the first thing we're going to look at with the song I've been working on is that piano track. So I'm going to really dial that in and finish that in as far as in the moment I feel like it's finished. We can always make edits down the road. There will almost always be little details that I want to adjust or fix as I am, continually taking the song closer and closer to the finish line. So when I say work on the drums section and finish it, or work on the bass and finish it, that doesn't mean that it has to be that you can't ever come back to it. Because when you're producing a track, every section and every track kind of speaks and affects other tracks. So if you adjust the vocal track, it might affect the way the drums sound with regards to the entire framework of that song. So if you adjust something on the vocal, or if you adjust something on the bass, maybe that will lead you to then want to make an adjustment over here on the drums, right? So everything kind of talks to each other, so we can always make those adjustments as we go. But you want to make, I would say, in your head, you still want to think in terms of, okay, I'm going to finish this section. Okay, makes sense? Perfect. Let's actually come back to the song, and let's start recording and producing the official tracks and taking this song that is still in a demo version phase, right? It's basically just a demo at this point. And now we want to actually start recording in the official tracks and then start making the official production that if it ever gets released, like that's what I'm aiming for. I might actually end up releasing this song, which would be kind of dope. So here, let's just start with listening to, just to refresh our ears, we'll start with the verse and the chorus, and then we'll go from there.
Summers are cold, winters are warm, but you're not here. The colors are gone, the black and the white is all I see now. You tequila doesn't taste right. Even Coldplay doesn't sound right. Driving my car at 25 is the feeble attempt to feel something good. So I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid, but I wish that I could wish you back.
All right, so we had that nice little interlude there. And the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on that piano track. And I'm going to try to create the finished piano product so that we can lock that in. And the reason I'm starting with the pianos is because I know that this is going to be a piano-driven song. The piano is going to be the most important instrument in this track, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to lock that in, and then every other track, if we add any percussion or drums, any bass we add, that is going to be complementary to this core piano track. So that can also be a great way of going about it, is like think hierarchically. Like, is your song very acoustic guitar based? Then work on that first and really dial that in so that that can be the focal point from which everything else then sort of expands outward from there. But the center, what your listener hears the most, is still that core instrument that the song revolves around, in essence. Now, just so you're aware of what my approach is here in step 5, is I might actually create multiple videos and make them like 5A, 5B, 5C, whatever. I don't know yet, but it might be a bit too much to crowd everything into one video. And I also might fast forward through some sections that become too lethargic and are just me messing around in a way that isn't actually conducive to helping you, other than you're just watching me struggle. So I'm going to allow you that insight. I'm going to bring you into what I'm doing. But if I'm messing around and I'm having to re-record a take over and over, then I'm not going to make you just watch that on repeat. So I'm going to try to keep this as authentic as possible without boring you to death. But yeah, let's get started. Let's do this. Now, I'm just going to mute the initial piano tracks that we had. I'm not going to delete it because I want to be able to refer back to it, because I really like what my initial piano tracks sound like. I just want to create a more refined track that doesn't have as many errors and is just more locked in. So let me pull this over here so it doesn't get in my way. And I'll pull out my keyboard.
Summers are cold, winters are warm, you're not here.
Let me turn this on.
Colors are gone, the black and the white is all I see now.
Right. I think I'm just going to do a single note run. Yeah, and then bring in the chord like that. Let me turn on the click track here. Maybe turn it up a little bit.
Summers are cold, winters are warm, you're not here. Colors are gone, the black and the white is all I see now.
Okay, so I'm close there, but I forget what I did exactly here that I think I liked it actually. Okay, so I just redid. Something like that, just kind of keep that riff going. I'm just going to restart that again. Oh my God.
Summers are cold, winters are warm, you're not here. Colors are gone, the black and the white is all all I see now. Even tequila doesn't taste right. Even Coldplay doesn't sound right. Driving my car at 25 is a feeble attempt to feel something good. So I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What?
Okay, so that take was a whole lot better, especially through the verse. And so I think I'm going to keep the verse where it is. I'm going to pull this back, and then I'm going to work on dialing in that chorus on the piano. So I'm just going to come over here, duplicate the track so we get a new MIDI lane here, and then we'll go from there.
Right. Driving my car at 25 is a feeble attempt to feel something good. So I just wish
Nope, don't want that.
good. So I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. Feeble attempt to feel something good. So I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What a time, what a what a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid. What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid. Oh, I know it's stupid, but I wish that I could wish you back. These pictures on my phone, deleted them all except for one. Made a photograph just to have something physical to remain. As everything goes, seem to fall apart. Why does everything go seem to fall apart? It's so predictable, but I like to think we'd make it if we tried again. I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Again. And I just wish again. And I just wish you were here. What a time. I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid. Oh, but I wish that I could wish you back. Wish you were here. 'Cause I just wish you were here.
All right, so let me come back in and kind of give you a sense of what I'm doing here and what my thought process is, even though, I think you're watching this now after I've fast forwarded through a bunch of this. But even as I was fast forwarding through this, I'm sure that you could tell there was a lot of trying it, hitting record, hitting delete, hitting record, hitting delete, just trial and error. And that is one thing that you have to be comfortable with. So you just need to give yourself that patience. Be patient with yourself and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna get this to sound really good and I'm gonna maximize what I can here. But it's okay if I try, verse 1 or verse 2 and I keep messing up that one part, whether it's on the keys or on guitar or whatever your main instrument is. It's okay if you keep messing it up. Just come back, keep practicing, keep hitting record. Don't allow yourself to mentally shrink and to feel like it's just becoming too big and too difficult for you. You just got to keep showing up, keep up the positive energy, keep trying, and the more that you do that, the better the chances of actually grasping or actually getting a track that has some gold in it. Now, one thing that I will give you a tip on is if it does start to become very frustrating, then give yourself a break. Maybe go make a coffee, maybe run down into the store, grab a drink. Just do something to kind of reset your brain for a few minutes, and that can really help as well. I can't tell you the number of times where I've started a song and there was this one part of the song that I was having a hard time getting right, and I would start to get frustrated to the point where I was having a hard time controlling that frustration, but then I would have enough discipline. Whenever I do have enough discipline to just stop myself and take a break, give my brain that rest. I go down to the store, grab a Red Bull or something, or just make a coffee, and then come back and be like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And then usually I get much better results when I come back the second time. So that's just a little tip for you there. Another thing you can see here is I basically alternated. So I have 2 tracks here. And now these are both based on the same instance of Addictive Keys, so they play together, but it's nice for recording in the MIDI where I can go section by section and I don't have to get the entire song down. And this is especially true for those of us who work in the studio versus if you're doing something live, right? If I got really good at doing a song live, then you could probably put the condition of, I'm gonna get this as right as possible from start to finish, and then I can always, since it is MIDI, I can go and edit in specific things if I need to, but I'm just gonna go at it and play it by feel from start to finish. That can work great, but for this song, this is still a new song for me too. I'm just learning how to play this particular song. So it's okay to take your time with it, like I did here, just go section by section, do this. As you can see here, I finished this part.
Summers are cold, winters are warm, but you're not here.
And even there's still some sloppiness, but I can still clean that up. As I keep listening back, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna fix that. My ears will still pick some things up that are very easy fixes, but for the most part, this is a finished piano track now, and then it's all about figuring out the details from here. But as you can see again, I did the verse and then I stopped. And then I did the chorus, or actually just the first half of the chorus, and I brought this part in, and I just went through alternating the tracks here. That way the MIDI takes don't run into each other, and that way I can preserve the previous take and then kind of create the new one without having to add any notes or overwrite the notes that are in this track while I'm recording this, etc. And then I just keep the song moving forward like that. Now, there is one arrangement change that I'm making here towards the end of the song, and that is coming out of that instrumental. So if you remember, the instrumental, right, has that nice piano vibe. I can't wait to produce this out. But initially, what I had here was like a bridge, like a down bridge or down section at the end of the instrumental. But when I was recording this piano, I felt like, no, I need to keep this energy strong. I don't want to come back down. Instead, I want to come right into the chorus. So, right there, it'll just come right back to the chorus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull back these tracks that we had. So this is where the chorus is going to start now, the final chorus. And I'll just go ahead and, these are the old vocal tracks. We don't need those. But I'm going to pull these back. And for this part here, I imagine I'll just kind of duplicate what I did because it's a very repetitive sort of riff here with the piano at the second half of that chorus. So, oh wait, no, it's not the right, where are we at here? So I'm gonna grab this, and then I'm gonna grab this as well. I'll copy those over to here. Time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid, but I wish that I could wish you back. And then that could be the ending of the song. And now what I'm going to do is sort of just do some editing. So I've got the entire piano track mapped out, and now it's kind of about refining the details. I didn't get it completely perfect, and so now I'm just going to do that, and I might fast forward through some of that as well. But just to give you a sense of what I'm doing here and what I'm listening for, let's start with this verse. Summers are cold, winters are warm. You know what? I think I'm just gonna redo this verse because I know I can make it sound better. Driving a car at 25 is a feeble attempt to feel something good. At least the first part of it. So I'm just gonna start here, and I'm gonna try to get that a bit tighter and a bit more in line with what I think it should sound like. So now we got summers are cold, winters are warm. Whoops, come on. Good old sustain pedal not being activated correctly in a DAW. Gotta love it. Summers are cold, winters are warm. You're not here. The colors are gone. The black and the white is all I see now. Even tequila doesn't taste right. Even Coldplay doesn't sound right. Driving a car at 25 is a feeble attempt to feel something good. So I just in there because I kind of recorded it. The ending of that recording blended into this recording, and then it messed with the sustain pedal there. So I just need to make sure that this sustain pedal automation here is turned up for this note like it was initially. Yeah, so there we go. Oh, I just wish you were here again. Yeah, so I'm going to keep editing this and just refining any details I might want to refine throughout the rest of the song here with this piano track. Now, one thing I'm going to do here is, as an overall move, I'm going to quantize the entire piano track by 50%. I'm going to give that a shot because I think that's going to kind of, not 100%, absolutely not. I'm not going to try to, because I want it to feel like it was a real piano recording still. I'm not aiming for complete perfection, but I think if I quantize it at 50%, it'll it'll tighten it up just enough to give me the sound that I'm looking for. As of now, like in verse 2 here, I was hearing a bit too many timing discrepancies, and I want to tighten that up just a little bit more. So I'm gonna see if that gives me what I want.
These pictures on my phone, deleted them all except for one. I made a photograph just to have something physical.
Okay, no, that didn't work. That did not work. I'm gonna undo the quantize 50% because I feel like everything else is pretty good. And I'm gonna have to come back in here and re-record this. There's some weird timing things that I didn't do correctly for this. And so, but it's just the first half of this. So let me just come back here and I'll try to get that right.
These pictures on my phone, deleted them all except for one. Made a photograph just to have something physical to remain.
Okay, so that chord there kind of hits it's a little early and it's a bit jerky. I think I need to turn down the velocity of those notes and also make it hit a little bit later. There we go. Let's kind of come back here a little bit. There we go. And then it restarts.
I just wish you were here again. And I just wish you were here. What a time, what a time, what a time, what a time it was. Oh, I know it's stupid, but I wish that I could wish you back.
Just need to bring this back to the right beat.
Wish you back.
And then that's where it ends. And I can, of course, make more detailed adjustments if I need to. But like for now, I'm going to leave the piano where it's at. This is as finished. This is what I mean when I say finish, when you compartmentalize. Finish the drums, finish the bass, finish the keys, or whatever you're focusing on. In this case, finish the keys. Finish that main instrumental track that follows the vocal. That is the next most important track next to the vocal. So that is what we're starting with. That is the piano track. And so now let's move on to some of the other tracks.